recording in there? Good morning, folks, and welcome into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, and Papillion in Lincoln. We're located on 27th and the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company with service centers in Lincoln and also in Papillion. Right now, we're at 72nd and Highway 370. The owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company with service centers in Lincoln, late October area, maybe early November, to our new location at 84th and Highway 370. Up there, just up the street a little bit from where we're at now. The number to join us on the program today, however, is 866-496-8772. As we do every week, we're going to be giving away a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate to one lucky caller to the program today. Also, if you're watching us, welcome to everybody watching on Facebook right now at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. You can watch the show live there. You can also post questions when we go to commercial breaks. Sometimes I'll cut the microphone and answer questions and things like that off Facebook too. So you can feel free to join us there as well. Now, bear with me today. Mark isn't with me in studio today, so I'm going flying solo here. So if I'm not as quick on the Facebook draw as I was last week, that's why, because I'm doing it all here this week. His church responsibilities changed a little bit, so he got a leadership position over there. He had to go there a little earlier in the morning than he does me. So our thoughts are with him there. Alrighty, so we have a lot to cover today. Now, as I do once in a while, it's a good idea when you do radio to listen to your own shows from time to time, because sometimes you approach a program as someone. I have a certain set of information I want to convey to you, right? Some stuff I think is entertaining, some stuff I think is informative, some stuff is promotional that helps covers the cost of doing the show, and it's for Schrock Innovation. That's the reason we're here. Well, the reason I'm here anyway. You're here for other reasons, but that's the reason I'm here. So basically, if you listen to your own stuff occasionally, last week's show, I was listening to it yesterday and I thought, it's a little dry. If you listen to your own stuff, a little dry. Not a lot of humor, not a lot of really super exciting stuff. Now, we had some tough stuff to slog through. There's the new Windows upgrade coming.
actually buying a copy for each computer. You have to buy a copy for each computer. And so when you buy a copy for each computer, what ends up happening is we sell out, 2, 3, 4 copies per person. That, 890 or whatever we have left goes down really, really fast. So if you're going to do this, make sure you get one copy per computer. 866-496-8772. All right. I think we've got the Facebook audio problems locked up there, so I apologize at times when my speech kind of slowed there a little bit. I was multitasking. We had some audio bleed going through there, so I apologize for that. That's always great because now, anyone who listens to this show, like going forward on Facebook, will have audio bleed. That's sad. We can't redub the audio, unfortunately. So you're just going to have to live with it, guys. All right, so hopefully that's better on Facebook now. Please post, let me know. Magic spin? I don't understand, Loanne. All right, sounds good. All right, so 866-496-8772, looking for your calls here this morning. Also, I have a ton of just, there's a lot going on this week. Now, last week we didn't have a whole lot. You guys have heard about Amazon and Whole Foods. Amazon bought Whole Foods and, Whole Paycheck. Yeah, that's what they call Whole Foods because when you go there and shop, like a quart of organic strawberries is like $9. It's like, what? You go to Hy-Vee and they're like $2. So, that's kind of a problem. So Amazon has bought Whole Foods now, and there's a lot of fear that Amazon is going to, automate everything. And you'll have robots stocking the shelves, and they're going to take all the Whole Foods, product line and make it available on Amazon, which would give it a wider ability to distribute this food. It gives them food centers in major cities that they can distribute from as kind of like warehouses, because with fresh food, it's kind of hard to ship at Prime. You know what I mean? 2-day shipping doesn't work too well on, eggs. So if you've ever seen those, the way they handle those packages, you'll understand why. So we're going to talk about that on the show today. Also, if you use Facebook Messenger, so I know a lot of our Facebook listeners right now, if you use Facebook Messenger, there is an attack vector that you need to know about. You can't always trust the Facebook messages that appear to be coming from your friends because sometimes they're not coming from your friends. For those of you listening in Iowa, Apple has a big announcement. They're going to start building something in Iowa, so we're going to tell you what's going on over there. The CIA is spying on the FBI and the NSA. It's awesome. They're spying on we're spying on ourselves because, so the CIA makes a technology for the FBI and the NSA to use. And the only requirement is that you have to share what you find with the CIA. But the CIA can't trust them, right? So, because, it's the FBI and the NSA, we can't trust them. So just in case they don't comply, we install a backdoor in the technology that allows us to take anything we want anyway. Isn't that special? Okay, hey, perhaps your career is in flux right now. Perhaps you are looking for a new future. Perhaps you're looking for a way to change your life. Well, guess what? No coding experience required. You too could make Android malware that locks people's phones up and charges them an epic ransom to get their data back. So, hey, why not get on the gravy train? Everyone else is doing it. We're going to tell you how to protect yourself from that. All right, Microsoft's not telling insiders about bugs anymore. They'd just rather keep that private. So, okay. Despite privacy outrage, there's a really popular smartphone app that I would bet about, if you have a smartphone, 90% of the people listening to me right now have this app installed on their smartphone. That app is spying on your location data, even if you tell it not to. So we're going to get to that, too. Also, do you have a Samsung Smart TV? One of those ones with the curve, the curved screen? There's a software update. It might be best not to install that software update or to disable the update so it doesn't come through if you even can. I don't have the curved screen on mine. I chose to get the 3D model instead of the curved model, so it doesn't impact me. But some people are getting their Samsung TVs bricked. And Samsung swears they're going to make an update for it. Just, stand by. It's been a week with no TV. You paid $3,000-$4,000 for this TV, and it's a brick now. And Samsung's like, chill out, man. It'll be all right. Well, they're going to have to send technicians out to your home to fix it because it's bricked. It doesn't boot. How you can't update something that doesn't boot, right? So that's what goes wrong with the stupid Windows 10 update. Is your computer doesn't reboot. How do you fix it? Microsoft can't automatically fix it. It ends up in our service center, and a lot of them do. So we have a lot of stuff to cover on the show today. So your calls, of course, 866-496-8772. If you have a question about your computer, if there's something going on that you're not sure about, or maybe there's a piece of software that's not doing what you think it should be doing, give us a call. Don't assume that your question is silly or it doesn't have any merit, because if you have the question, lots of other people listening right now have the same question you do. So by you calling in, not only do you get the chance to win that $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate, but you also have the opportunity to help other people get some answers to questions that they're looking for as well. So it's kind of a nifty thing to do there to help other people out. So make sure you give us a call, 866-496-8772. All right, so with all these stories going on, which one should we jump into first? Let's take on Iowa. That's close to home. Let's take on Iowa. Apple to invest $1.3 billion to build an Iowa data center. This Iowa data center will be completely renewable. So it's all renewable energy. So there's going to be like a little solar farm. It's going to be completely renewable. Iowa's really big on the windmills. If you've driven through Iowa, there's windmills everywhere. And one time I asked somebody from Nebraska Public Power District, why don't we have windmills like Iowa has? And he said, well, we like birds. No, he didn't say that. He said basically that the way that Nebraska's, the way that the bureaucracy or that the policy is set up, it doesn't make it cost effective for renewables in Nebraska. Whereas in Iowa, the way that they're set up, it does. But then again, they pay more for electricity in Iowa than we pay for in Nebraska. So you could argue that it's bad because it's not set up for renewables, or you can argue it's good because our energy's cheaper. So, which one would you rather have, a lower bill or renewables? I'm on the lower bill side, so I didn't complain too much about it. But in Iowa, this new data center is a Google data center, an Apple data center. They already have a Google one. They got that in Council Bluffs. So now they're going to have two major data centers in Iowa, and Apple is going to support various services. Also, it's an important source of recurring revenue for the company with this data center, which means it's probably going to serve a lot of media. Apple's going to invest $1.3 billion to build this data center in Waukee, Iowa, which is just outside of Des Moines. The data center will support iMessage, Siri, the App Store, and various other services. So when your iPhone is recording everything you say and saving it in your account to better understand your lingo, this is where it's going. Funniest I've ever seen is probably a stretch, but really, really funny video I saw on Facebook the other day was a bit from some late night show somewhere in the UK or something. But two guys from Scotland get in a voice activated elevator, and okay, there are certain things, technology. For example, when facial recognition, it is scientifically proven that the technology, it's not a racist thing. The technology has trouble recognizing the faces of black people. And it's also scientifically proven that voice recognition technology, for some reason, has a really tough time with Scottish accents. You're not the only one who can't understand what Scottish people are saying. So, yeah. So basically, these two Scottish guys get in an elevator, and they're trying to tell it to go to floor 11. They're like, say it like an American. Say it like someone from the UK. And they're like, 11. And the elevator's like, please remain calm and speak clearly. Like, why is she telling us to remain calm? And of course, it devolves into screams of freedom and Scotland, and then the elevator doors open up, and everyone's like, "What are you guys doing in there?" But it was. I'll see if I can find it and post it up on Facebook during the break here. But it was pretty funny. So that's the kind of stuff that this data center is going to be doing. Not funny videos on Facebook, but voice recognition and things like that will help flesh out some of Apple's products. From a jobs perspective, this is going to create 500, and it's estimated to create 550 construction and operations jobs in the Des Moines area, 100% renewable, and construction will begin in early 2018 with completion expected in 2020. So, number one career option, you can go build a data center. Number two career option, when we come back from the break, no coding required. This is the job description. No coding required, simply a desire to make stupid, ridiculous amounts of money with a slightly morally reprehensible activity and have no remorse. Apply within. So we're going to tell you what the newest malware free money scheme is when we come back next on Compute This.
Drive Advisor is a free program from Schrock Innovations that monitors your hard drive's health and tells you if it's going bad. Download it for free at driveadvisor.com. External hard drives are handy. You can back up multiple computers to them or even use them to move lots of data from one computer to another.
The audio play, I muted my speakers, but I didn't mute the actual audio feed, and so it's looping back. So it was like playing over itself. So yeah, and I was adjusting audio volumes. Like, is that better? And it was like, so sorry about that, guys. Let me see if I can find this this Facebook video I was talking about. All right, let's see. It's pretty funny. It's got some adult humor in it, so it's not something you want to watch on, it's all like people talking in Scottish accents, so you can't hardly understand them. So there's subtitles, but you don't want to watch it, around kids, because there's a couple things in there, a couple moments that aren't totally kosher, if you will. But let's see here. I shared it on Facebook. I'm going back to my Facebook to find the darn thing. All righty, here we go. Okay, man. All right. Oh boy, I shouldn't do this. I really shouldn't share this, because if I share this to the Schrock page, guys, I mean, literally at one point this guy's like, he suggests what the elevator can do to itself. I don't know, I'm going to upset somebody. Oh man, I wish there was a way I could. Where to find it. Yeah, it's BBC Scotland's video. Let's see, added a new video. Let's see if I can get a direct link to it, and I can post a direct link as a comment. Then it's not like posted up as like a video screen cap that everybody automatically clicks on. That's what I'll do. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to put the comment here. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. You don't have to watch it, but you can watch it if you want to, and it's pretty silly. All right, so there it is. Also, guys, if you would, please, it means a lot to me when you share our live stream on Facebook as your friends and family hear about it. And that's how people from outside of the Nebraska and Iowa areas actually catch on to the show. All right, so we got to go back in, guys. We'll be back in a bit.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back into Compute This. Audio problems resolved. Everything is going well now. Peace is among us. 866-496-8772. If you think I talk too much, you need to call. See, I keep talking until people call, and then I stop talking. 866-496-8772. All right, so if you are on our page at facebook.com/Schrock Innovations, I have posted the video that we talked about, the little elevator video. Asterisk, asterisk, caution, caution. There's the guys suggest what the elevator can go do to itself. So that's the kind of stuff. It's yeah. See, I'm gonna get UK humor. I don't know. So it's you don't want to watch it around kids, okay? It's definitely it's not highbrow. Let's put it that way, and it's pretty explicit. But it's all in a Scottish accent, so you have to be able to read the subtitles. All right, so 866-496-8772. All right, so here we go. Now we were talking about Apple and all the new jobs that Apple is going to create, and now there's another opportunity. Perhaps the Apple jobs are something that you're not quite skilled to do. Maybe you don't know how to build a data center. Maybe you don't know how to work in a data center. Well, if that's the case, instead, what you could do is learn how to make Android malware that will infect people's Android phones and make you tons of money by locking them, and they have to pay a ransom within 72 hours of Bitcoin to get an unlock code for their phone. This is the latest thing that's going around, guys, and I remember years ago we said, okay, Android phones, iPhones, they're pretty well locked down. You're not going to have a lot of problems with malware. Those times are changing. The phones are getting more and more secure now in response to increasingly intense attacks on Android and iPhone devices, especially Android and iPhone devices running outdated operating systems. That's one of the reasons why Google right now is actually telling people, hey, listen, if you want to have access to the Play Store, you're going to make sure you're running the most recent version of the Google operating system, the Android operating system. And if you don't run the newest version of it, we're going to restrict your access, which is why a lot of the older devices, the older Android devices, get tossed out because they can no longer access the Play Store, and the manufacturers don't make updates for the devices because it takes a lot of time and money and effort to update a device to another version of Android. And in the past, there wasn't a lot of pressure to do it because there wasn't a lot of stuff attacking Android devices. But now there is, and as a result, that's why we dropped our Android device. To be honest with you, it was too expensive to keep up. We would have to sell them for so much money that it just wouldn't make sense for our customers to buy them. It would make more sense to buy a Windows device, and that's why we have the modular Windows tablets, which you can see. We have some refurb ones on special over at SchrockInnovations.com. You click on go to SchrockInnovations.com, click on Shop, and then click on Specials. That's also where you'll find the Schrock Safe upgrade software. Make sure you remember, a lot of people bought one. And I've seen some of the people. I recognize your names because I've met you in the service centers, and I know in our system you have more than one computer at home. So I want to make sure I reiterate: if you purchased or are going to purchase the Schrock Safe upgrade for the Fall Creators Update, make sure you buy one for each computer. I had at least 5 people email me and say, "Do I need one for each computer?" You need one for each computer. And the reason is because we are warrantying each computer to have a successful upgrade. So we have to charge for each computer as well. So you can get it, you run it once on one computer, and then the code is burnt. One successful install. Then after that, you can get another one and run it on your other computers. If you have 5 or 10 computers at home, pick the ones that are most important. You know, if the kid's computer goes down for a couple days, it's not a huge deal. If your computer goes down, it might be a bigger deal. You might want to get protection for that one. All right, so a ransomware development kit that doesn't require any coding skills is being sold on underground forums. Now all wannabe cyber criminal needs are met. They can build their own file locking malware and send it to an Android phone. Downloadable from hacking discussion boards for free. Why do you think it's free? Okay, you're making a virus. You're infecting people's phones. The guy that gives the software to you to do that gets a cut of the ransom without having to dirty his hands with any of the nasty illegal stuff. So who are the feds going to come after? 17-year-old Jimmy in his basement bedroom in Missouri? Or, Raul in Ukraine? Who are they going to go after? All right, so downloadable from hacking discussion boards for free. The Trojan Development Kit, the TDK, it's got an acronym, comes with an easy-to-use interface that allows criminals to quickly create their own ransomware, according to the researchers who recently spotted the appearance of this particular ransom kit. This particular meaning there are others. So there's a lot of others. The entire process of creating a ready-to-use piece of malware is done on a smartphone. You don't even have to have a computer. You do it right on a smartphone without any requirement to write a single line of code. You literally fill in the blanks and click Create. This app allows for the creation of malware following simple instructions, filling out forms, and the message that includes that's displayed on the infected devices on the lock screen. That means that you can write a special message like, this is to all of our friends. You need to pay us to unlock your phone. The icon that's used by the malware, you can create your own icon in case, you want a good graphical look or maybe something scary, like a skull. That'd be cool. The mathematical operation to randomize the code and the key, basically. So you can write your own algorithm if you want to, or at least provide a mathematical thing that will create keys so that no one can unlock your ransomware with some other ransomware key. You got to get paid, you know what I mean? And the animation that is supposed to be displayed on the infected device, like the dancing man. You could have the Blue Man Group on there. You've been locked. Do, 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 do. Yeah. This stuff just makes me sick. I mean, I'm having fun with it here on the air, but literally, you have no idea how many people out there would do this in a heartbeat. Now, we are saved somewhat by the fact that where this stuff is getting posted is not easy to find on the internet. In fact, it's not on the public internet at all. It is actually on the dark web. So you have to have a certain skill set to get to the dark web. Again, you can learn how to do it pretty easily. It's not rocket science, but it is pretty advanced computing skills for the average person. Once you're there, you have to figure out, okay, well, you're a real smart cookie if you do this from your own phone. I'm just saying. So you got to get somebody else's phone to set this up, because if you do it from your own phone, you're going to get caught, right? So you have to go to a party and everyone's drinking and having fun, and you grab some guy's phone. And normally this is the time when you take like pictures of funny faces and stupid things, and then later on his phone he's like, what happened at this party? Did I black out? All these pictures. But no, this time you get his phone and you unlock it with his passed out face, and then you make some malware to send out to people. People's phones get locked. People have voicemails from dead relatives on their phones. They have text messages on their phones. They have all kinds of information on their phones that they need to keep, and they'll pay to unlock it, and that's how these guys make money. So it's pretty sad, but, if you don't have the skills to run a data center, maybe you could do this. No experience required. You just need a smartphone and a party. 866-496-8772, taking our bottom of the hour break. Coming up next, Matt and Ferd? Is it Ferd or Fred? Okay, I thought it might be Fred. All right, Matt and Fred, your calls are coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations Data Recovery Lab saves the data the other guys can't. The next time your hard drive, camera card, or flash drive fails, let Schrock get your data back.
Here with the guys trying to make the viruses. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, it wasn't even that long ago that you said they were. Yeah, I hear you, Thomas. They and they still are. That's the thing. If you keep your software up to date, smartphones are locked down. They are the safest bet in town. The problem is they do have 0-day vulnerabilities. They every device does, and as a result, people, when they upgrade their phones, for some reason, people will upgrade their phones every 18 months, but they won't upgrade their computers. We still have customers that are using Windows Vista. We detect, Drive Advisor doesn't support Windows Vista. And so we see people trying to install Drive Advisor on Windows Vista, and it gets denied, saying it's not compatible with Vista, because Vista is a dead operating system. We still have customers using XP. Oh, XP is all I need. It's fine with me. Or more often is the case, hey, this is from my 85-year-old grandfather who's in a home. He's not going to learn a new version of Windows at this point in his life. So I know it's not safe, but he doesn't even get on the internet that much. He doesn't Facebook. He doesn't, he doesn't tweet. He doesn't. He gets he does this, that, and we tell people that's enough to get infected, and we can't put antivirus on the computer. But whatever. So anyway, let's see, what else do we got? I'm looking down the comments. Of course, I hate that I can't scan back through comments very quickly. It doesn't allow me to scan back through them. So I can't see what people wrote a little bit ago. I just see Thomas's 3 and then the video that I posted. I saw a big paragraph and a shout out from Round Rock, Texas. So hi, Round Rock. I saw that go by, but I couldn't read it because I was, talking. So I will check that out after the show. That allows me to go back and see all the comments, and I can respond to each one of them and make sure everybody gets their stuff on. As far as the Schrock Safe upgrade, I'm trying not to make this super hard selly on the radio, because really, some people are going to come in and some people are going to buy it on the website, but it moved a lot faster than we expected. We expected, I think before the show last week, I talked to Mark and I said, if we sell 10 copies while we're on the air, I think that'd be great. If we sold 50 for the week, that'd be great. Because we're just looking to make sure that we don't have a bottleneck in the service center again, because that was a terrible experience for everybody. My staff, Kevin, worked 48 hours straight. He didn't go home. I made him go home because he was walking into walls. It was terrible. I was up till 3 a.m. every night. I was driving down I'd get done with my day in Papillion and Omaha, and then I'd drive down to Lincoln, and I would do all the work there. I worked till 2:30 because you could get a taco at Taco Bell until 3 or something, and then I'd head back home again. And I did that for 2 weeks, and people were without their computers for 7 or 8 days. Some people came and just picked up their computer, took them home because they couldn't wait any longer, and we were doing upgrades literally as fast as we possibly could. So the purpose of our tool that we've made is to make sure we don't get a big backlog in the service center. So if it's something that everyone's going to get it, I would strongly recommend that you have it done in the shop rather than at home. The Schrock Safe Upgrade software is the way to do it. Check it out, SchrockInnovations.com. I should post a link to it here real quick. Let me grab that, and then we'll go back into the show here. Hold on a second. I got to switch mics. I closed the wrong window.
It's halftime. Halfway done. Whew, that was a good break. All right, 866-496-8772. Did we lose Matt? Oh, no. Well, that's good news for Fred, because we go straight to your call, Fred, who is not named Ferd. Fred, what can I do for you today on Compute This?
Well, I got this problem with my YouTuber.
Okay.
The screen loads up, and the little wheel just keeps going around in front where the video is supposed to be, and it never plays.
Okay. So it basically, when you're on, is it youtube.com on your computer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, gotcha. So you're going to youtube.com, you hit enter, And is the YouTube site itself loading up?
Site loads up and all the options for different videos to look at, but the black screen is just black with a little round wheel going around and around it.
Gotcha. Fred, are you on a corded phone by any chance?
No.
Okay, I'm trying to figure. We got some Can you hear that static in the background?
Just barely.
Oh wow, it's super loud on our end here. Can you pot down, Fred, just a little bit here? There we go. All right, so Fred, basically what's happening is when you're trying to play that YouTube video, it's just spinning on you. And what's happening there is when it's spinning like that, the computer is having trouble processing the video that's trying to play on the screen for whatever reason. Now, a long time ago, YouTube got away from using Flash. And as we mentioned last week on the show, Flash is going bye-bye. It's going to be gone in like 2018. So as a result, you're going to need to move on to other technologies for your gaming websites. Like if you go to a website to play like Pogo games, for example, a lot of those games are going to need to be recoded or they're not going to work in a year or so. Now on YouTube, that's not the problem. On YouTube, it's using a completely different technology to play. So my guess is you're having some kind of a problem in the browser. Last week, I suggested to everybody that they grab a plugin called AdBlock Plus. AdBlock Plus, and it's the plus sign, stops pop-up advertisements and things from popping up on your computer. It also disables Google advertisements. Google owns YouTube. YouTube serves ads. So there could be a situation where if you do have an ad blocker installed in your browser, that your ad blocker may be interfering with YouTube working properly. The good news is you can go into your add-ons basically and disable ad blocker. You can turn it off so that it doesn't do that for you so often. On the other hand, if you are in a situation where you don't have an ad blocker, it's something to do with the browser. So what we want to do is try with a different browser. This is why I always suggest that you have more than one browser installed on your computer. Every computer comes with Edge. The new Windows 10 computers come with the Blue E Edge. Any kind of Windows 7 or older computer or Windows 8 computer will have Internet Explorer, which you should not be using for your primary browser. For what we're talking about right now, it's okay. It's not the end of the world if you open it and do something with it. But it is dead technology. Microsoft has admitted it's so vulnerable they can't make it safe. So they got rid of it and came out with a whole new design of their browser called Edge. And to make it really confusing, they kept the Blue E. Okay? So if you're on you open up Edge or Internet Explorer just for testing purposes, and then try to go to YouTube from that browser. If it works from that browser and it doesn't work from like Firefox or Chrome or something like that, then that's what we want to do. Do we still have Fred? All right. Okay, we're bringing you back up here, Fred. The static was so loud, it was. I didn't want to blow everyone's ears out, but does that make sense?
Yeah, and I've been using. I'm opening up Google right now and seeing what it does.
Gotcha. So what's the browser you normally use, Fred?
Firefox.
Okay, Firefox. All right. So
I got two computers set side by side. Both running Firefox. It's the only one that plays the video.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm going to guess it's a problem with Firefox, but go ahead and open up Chrome on the computer that's having a problem and see if the video plays in Chrome, and I bet you'll have better luck. Thank you very much for the call, Fred. We do have you in the drawing for the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. Your odds are looking really, really good right now because, Matt hung up on me. He probably had to go to church or something. It's okay. But, then comes Paul. Paul, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Good morning, Thor.
Okay, that's our phone line
I've
for
been
sure.
a long time.
Yeah.
I've been a long time customer of yours, and you're talking about this. You call it, what was it, update to Windows 10? I don't know. You said it's a complete, redo of it.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a whole new version. It's going to be released late September, early October. We don't have an exact date yet.
Right. Now, my wife or I, neither one of us are computer gurus to any stretch of the imagination.
Okay.
And so normally when these things happen, I like to bring them into your shop, and I know it costs a little more to do it, but for me it's a little more peace of mind to know that it was done properly. If I bring it in, do I still got to order that as part of the 1,000 that you're selling online?
Great question. No, you don't. So basically for $80, you can come into the shop and we will install the Windows 10 Fall Creators Update. Now, to tell you how we're going to do that is we have a special copy of the software that we're selling on our website that doesn't require a key. And my technicians are going to have it on a flash drive, and they're going to plug it into your computer, and they're going to click that software. So they're going to do that the exact same way that you would do it at home if you bought the software from us. Because it's everything that we normally do on the bench. In fact, they love it because it automates it, right? And so what we're saying is we know we're going to have 500-600 people come into the service center just like you. You're going to say, you know what, I'd rather come in. And what we're telling people on the website right now is if you're okay leaving your computer for a few days, which is probably what it will be, because normally we like 24 to 48 hour turnarounds. We're trying to get your computer back same day, next day kind of thing. If we get 500 computers in, that's not going to be possible. So if that happens, buying the software from us on the internet allows you to do the install at home. It saves you the drive into the service center, especially if you have like 4 or 5 computers. I mean, it's just not feasible to really bring them all in. So you can do it at home. You can get it done that way. It's the same software that we're going to run in the service center if you bring it into the shop, so it's literally the same thing. But if you want to have a technician do it, our technicians are, of course, happy to do it. But we're just trying to reduce the number of people coming into the shop so that we can provide better service to the people who do come in, as well as the people who buy the product from the website. That's the whole point of this new website and everything else that we're doing is now we can provide this support to people in Round Rock, Texas, in Las Vegas, Nevada. We have all these listeners from all these different places. So that way, we can help them as well as help our local customers in Nebraska.
Okay, if you buy it online, though, and you say you go into your website and you click on a deal and then it starts, number one, is it going to ask you questions about you want to do this or do that or something like that?
Okay, this is great. Let me walk you through really quick, Paul, because we went through it's called a UI, the user interface design. And they were saying, okay, Thor, we need a message for this, and I'm writing the messages that you're going to see on the screen when this thing pops up. So basically what it's going to do is when you run the program, it's going to check to make sure, number one, you have antivirus installed and it's active. We can't scan everybody's computer for viruses when we're not in the shop. So basically, it's going to check to see if you have antivirus, if it's good, if it's real. You don't have fake antivirus.
We got endpoints, so it better be good and real.
That's right. So you're gonna pass that test real easy. It's gonna make sure your third-party software is up to date. If it needs to, it'll install a free trial of Secure Updater to get that software up to date. All automatic.
We have Secure Updater too.
There you go. So you won't even see an option for that. Then it'll just literally you're only gonna see the options for software that you need. And I'm guessing you probably have Drive Advisor as well. Then, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what it's going to also...
I've already had my hard drive replaced once.
Well, I detected it. That's awesome. So it's going to use Drive Advisor to detect whether or not your hard drive is bad. Now, again, I'm really big on giving people choices. So you don't have to install any of the software on your computer. There are checkboxes next to it. However, if you disable the checkboxes, for example, for Drive Advisor, and you go to install it, we're not doing the hard drive check. So if you have a warranty situation that it failed because your hard drive is bad, it's not going to be covered by the warranty. So in other words, take the defaults, go through it, click next. So it's going to run all the checks. It's going to do any work that's required to get your computer up to snuff. Then it's going to install the Windows. It's going to download. We're going to host the Windows 10 Fall Creators Update from our own server that we are paying for. It's an Amazon S3 server. So everybody, the download that you're going to get from us is going to be wicked fast compared to the one you get from Microsoft. So the update will actually complete faster. You're more likely to get a solid download if you're on a metered connection. You only have to try once, so you don't have to try again and again and again, waste all that bandwidth. So it'll download the update to your computer, then it will apply and install the update. After your computer reboots, it will pop up and tell you, hey, the install was successful. It also tells us the install was successful, and that starts your warranty period. So at that point, you'll have a 30-day warranty, in which time if something goes wrong that's related to the update. So sometimes you don't open everything right after the update, right? So if you have a 30-day period in which, if stuff's not working right, we can get it fixed for you.
Right. Now, if I bring it, I'm going to get my question here. If I bring it in and you people do it, when I get my computer back, is that all the programs and everything that are on there going to be the same way in the same place?
That's the idea, yeah. Now
that they were now?
That's exactly the idea. This is an upgrade, not an update. It's also not a clean install of Windows. So all of your programs that you have on Windows 10 now should be compatible with the Fall Creators Update. The only thing, like on the website, we put we have to put the lawyery asterisks there, like asterisk, asterisk. And last week I used the example on the show. If you have a Canon BJC 600 bubble jet printer from 1996 that you have by some miracle of nature jimmy rigged to work in Windows 10, I cannot guarantee that your jimmy rig will work in Windows 10 Fall Creators Update.
No, we don't have an old printer. We have a Trello too. We only have one computer. I still think I might bring it in. So when do I know will I know when I can bring it in to have that?
Great question. We went through this in the staff meeting, too, because the thing I'm terrified of is we don't really know the exact date this is going to release until probably a week before. So they're going to announce maybe like on a Monday, like, hey, it's coming out on Friday. And I won't have any radio shows. I'll have to do an email blast. Only a third of the people will get the email blast, which means I'll probably have to send a call fire, which I hate sending call fires to everybody because if you call people too much, they really get ticked off. And I don't want to tick people off. That's not the point. I'm trying to help people here. So basically, we can't send a postcard because we don't know the date. And so we know the date, we can't send a postcard even. And if we send the postcard too close to the date, some of those postcards we sent for the update didn't arrive till after the date, even though we sent them 2 weeks early last time. So I was like, oh my gosh. So basically, we don't know the exact date yet. So when you buy it on the website, you're going to get an alert, and you will get a call fire call to tell you it is time to go download from your Schrock account.
Right.
On the other hand, when it is available, we will send a broadcast email out to everybody. So if you got the promotional email about, we sent one, I think 3 or 4 days ago, about the Schrock Safe Upgrade product. If you got that email, then you're getting our promotional updates. If you didn't get it, check your promotional folder, check your junk folder, maybe whitelist that. Whitelist my email address. You can whitelist it. That way it goes to your inbox. But you'll get an alert when it's time. And, of course, we'll talk about it on the radio as well.
Now, will you be in not Shadow Lake, but Village? No, Shadow Lake. Shadow Lake. Are you going to be in your new shop when this comes out, or is that still going to be in the old shop?
Depends when it comes out.
Well,
we don't know the exact
date.
You
said a while back. You said in about a month you were going to be out at 84.
Well, no. Basically, we're targeting October or November as a move date, and this is supposed to come out late September, early October. So odds are we'll be in the same location we're in now, in the Papillion location. I know we'll be in the same spot we're at now in our Lincoln location at 27th and Pine Lake Road, and also in Omaha, 168th and Burke. So everybody can come in when the time comes, and we'll try to make sure everyone is aware that the time has come. But unfortunately, I guess what I'm trying to get across is there may not be time for us to send a mail piece, and email is notoriously inaccurate. It's not a good way to communicate important things, which basically leaves us with phone calls. And a lot of people don't like to get phone calls. So we try to do our best to keep those to a minimum.
Oh, okay, then. Thank you very much.
All right. Hey, thank you for the call, Paul. I appreciate it. 866-496-8772. All right. Do you use Facebook Messenger? Watch out for fake messages that are rigged with malware. All right. So if you don't know what Facebook Messenger is, it's kind of like chat for Facebook. So you can chat with people who are on Facebook, send them messages back and forth, and, tells them if they're online, if they're near you, all that stuff. An adware campaign is using social engineering. Social engineering is a fancy way to say they're tricking people. They're engineering the wetware. You're the wetware. You have hardware, you have software, and you have wetware. Any one or multiple of the three can have problems simultaneously. So this is a wetware problem. They're engineering the people to trick them into installing malware using a web page tailored to their browser. All right, so in English, what this means, cyber criminals are using Facebook Messenger to spread adware, tricking people by sending them to fake versions of popular websites that are tailored to their browser. Different browsers have different vulnerabilities. We just explained that you shouldn't be using Internet Explorer for anything. Internet Explorer is the blue E with the little golden halo around it. Don't use that for anything, because if these guys detect that you're using Internet Explorer, they will custom code a web page designed specifically to attack Internet Explorer users. And then you get this message, this Facebook message from a friend or a relative saying, oh my gosh, you have to see this video. Shocked face. And you say, oh, okay. And you click the link because it came from mom, right? So you click the link. And all of a sudden, yeah, you're having a bad day. You could have malware, you could have a ransomware, it could be anything. This is coming to us from our friends in the KGB-owned Kaspersky Laboratory. I don't know why, it just sounds better to do it that way. Researchers have suggested that malicious links are being sent from messenger accounts that have been compromised as a result of stolen credentials, hijacked browsers, or clickjacking. What protects you from clickjacking? Secure Updater. Just saying. All right, so basically these guys are stealing people's passwords, logging into their Facebook accounts, using real Facebook accounts to send messages to people that trust these people to get those people infected. Okay? So if you get a weird link from a relative, if strange Uncle Bob sends you a video link and says, oh, shocked face, don't click the link. It's probably a trap. And make sure you have good antivirus like Endpoint. 866-496-8772. Why did the CIA create bogus software and send it to the FBI? We're going to tell you why coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations repair technicians also make house calls. Make an appointment and let us bring our award-winning computer support right to your home or business. Some people like desktops.
I don't do phones. I'm a computer guy. I can monkey hammer them, but yeah, that's about it. All right, don't trust the people. Don't trust those Kaspersky guys. That is. Hey, I've said it a million times. I'm having fun with it, Thomas. But Kaspersky Labs is owned by a guy who used to be in the KGB. I'm just saying. But Consumer Reports ranks their software interchangeable with Endpoint, number 1, number 2. So they do a good job. Because if you have Kaspersky, if people come into our shop with Kaspersky, we tell them we recommend Endpoint, but we don't push them to drop the Kaspersky. We usually tell them let it run until the expiration date, get the time you paid for. Then you can switch to Endpoint and not lose any time or money. But like if you come in with McAfee, we want to authorize a virus removal when you walk in the front door if you say you're running McAfee. We have people that come in and say they're running Norton Security Scan, which is not really an antivirus. Norton Security Scan is a product that you download on your computer that tells you if you're infected and tells you to resolve the infection by buying a Norton product. So it's a lead generator is what they call that in the industry. So, that's not real antivirus, but people think it is. And that's why the Schrock Safe Upgrade program is going to check to see if you're running real antivirus. If you're running something like StopZilla or StopSign, it's going to pop right up and tell you need antivirus. Now, that's the only test on the software that's not conditional. All the other tests, if you turn something off or skip a warning, it will cause you to lose a piece of your warranty. If the antivirus thing pops up and says, hey, you're infected, or if it pops up and says you could be infected, we're not doing a full virus scan, so we don't know if you're infected. We're going to go ahead and try to do the update anyway, and if something goes wrong, then we're going to warranty it for you, so that it works out. But yeah, so I'm having fun with the Kaspersky thing, Thomas, but it's not like there it is right now. We're right out over the air. A Russian-made Kaspersky antivirus. All right, we got to get going back in, guys. We'll talk to you here soon.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm with the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. We have 3 locations, Lincoln, Omaha, and Papillion. And I'm just saying, right now is the time to bring your computer into the service center if you have one of those prepaid maintenance checkup certificates. Seriously, we thought about sending an alert to people because it's spooky weird because we had our big back-to-school rush, and then it was like, so like in Papillion, yesterday we had 3 computers on the bench in Papillion. We have 20 bench spots. We had 3 computers. Lincoln, we have lots of desktops on the bench, but no laptops. So if you're in Lincoln and you have one of those prepaid maintenance certificates and you have a laptop, turnaround time is phenomenal right now because those bench spots we can only do laptops on. There's no monitors on the wall because they're in front of a window. In our Omaha service center, we've got about 5 computers on the bench. We have 40 bench spots in Omaha. So right now, for whatever reason, there's been a drought of computer repair work, so our bench is empty. The guys have time to do the preventative maintenance work. If you have one of these certificates, please do bring it in now. This is exactly why we offer those certificates during the sale, because it's super busy during the sale, and when you buy those certificates, you can use them anytime in the next 6 months. Furthermore, if you bought one during the spring maintenance sale, the February maintenance sale, those certificates will be expiring at the end of August. They'll expire, and you will not be able to use them. So if you have one from the spring sale, there's only about a dozen or 2 of you that do. Use that up now. If you bought one in the sale that we just did a couple months ago, in the summer sale, you're fine. You can bring it on in any time, but right now is an excellent time if you're concerned about turnaround times. 866-496-8772. So why did the CIA create bogus software and then try to infect the NSA and the FBI? All right, so the CIA doesn't trust its security partners to share biometric information with it. The biometric system is called Liaison Services, and this comes from the Vault 7 WikiLeaks dump. This is a WikiLeaks thing here. The biometric system installed is called Liaison Services with partners such as NSA, Department of Homeland Security, and the FBI. Basically, this is a biometric database that can store information about employees, about suspects, it's a biometric database. It records fingerprints, retina scans, DNA, whatever they want to record about people, blood types, it's recorded in this database. But the CIA wasn't exactly sure that it could count, for example, on the FBI to share all the biometric data that they collect. Reason being, there's a wall of separation between CIA and FBI. FBI is domestic, CIA is international. CIA can't spy on people in the United States. It's against the law. Now, after 9/11, some of those walls were knocked down a little bit, but there's still a barrier there. So just in case, the CIA wanted to install a Trojan in the biometric software, so they made it look like a patch. They made a fake patch, and they sent a technician in. I don't know if he had like a mustache and stuff, like the glasses with the big nose on it, and he says, I got to install a patch, you see, and this patch is going to make your biometric stuff work wicked good, okay? There's a vulnerability that the guys at Kaspersky Labs, the Russian KGB guys, they're going to figure it out, okay? So we got to get the patch, okay? We're going to patch it. We call it the CIA Safe Upgrade patch, and we put it in the computer and it works. So let me use your computer. The guys at the FBI are like, golden, man. Yeah, come on in. You're for the CIA. We're brothers. Here's my terminal. Please use my login. My password is password123. All right, perfect. All right, so they're in there and they're installing the patch. And it's not a patch. It's actually they're installing a Trojan, a virus. But they made it look like a fake patch. There was a progress bar that went by. I mean, it was a complete fake patch. And they caught them doing it. So we caught our own government spying on itself. You know your government is too big when it gets caught spying on itself. So yeah, that's the latest from the WikiLeaks now. And that's why the CIA is spying on the FBI, the NSA, Homeland Security, and everybody else. 866-496-8772. John, you're next up on the program. John, how can I help you on Compute This?
Hi, Thor. Basically, real quick, I let my personal email become my junk email account.
Okay.
And it got overloaded, so I quit using it for a while. I got sick, was in the hospital, and it's been a while since I decided to, I got a lot of time on my hands. I'll go ahead and delete all that old email out. Went and opened it up. I ain't got nothing. My clients' contacts are gone. All my old list is gone. All I have is the email and calendars there. That's it.
In a phone, you said?
Pardon?
In a phone?
I'm on a phone, but this is on a hard top, or a laptop.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Thanks for the call. It's possible that your user account has been compromised, and the system created a temporary user account for you to use. So all your stuff could still be in there, but we just have to dig it out for you and put it back where it belongs. So bring that on into the service center. Any one of the 3 shops can help you out with that, and we can get you all taken care of. Need to draw a winner of the $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. Today's winner is Fred. Congratulations. First caller of the show gets it today, Fred. You got yourself a $25 Schrock gift certificate, and Kathy will get that out to you here. She works again on Monday, right? So she'll get that out to you Monday. All right, so the Schrock Safe Upgrade is available on our website, SchrockInnovations.com. We've sold over 100 copies so far, guys. So you really need to make sure that you get a hold of it while you still can. People are buying multiple copies per computer. That's what they need to do. There's a lot of stories we didn't get to today, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post those. On your smartphone, it's the AccuWeather app that's spying on your location. I'll throw that one out there. I have it on my phone, but it'll be up on Facebook. We'll get that up, facebook.com/Schrock Innovations. Stay tuned for the After Schrock show on Facebook coming up. Also, Morning Blend, Monday we're up early, 9:05, and we'll see you again next week for another edition of Compute This.
Six days until kickoff. Go Big Red.
There was so much to get to this week that we couldn't get anything. Let me see. Kim Davis says that she just purchased a Samsung Galaxy S7. Do I need antivirus software on that? And the answer is yes, you do. You should go get Lookout. That's what I run on my phone. It's pretty nice. The Lookout software, it will keep your phone safe. KFAB problem has a call-in line. That last call was scratchy. Yes, it was, Brian. All the calls today were completely scratchy. I'm not sure what was going on with the phone lines. I thought it was originally the first caller that we took. I thought it was Fred's fault because maybe he was on a corded phone that had a bad cord, but they were all scratchy. So nothing but the best for us. But it'll get sorted out because Gary won't be having that on Monday. Lookout antivirus. The Kaspersky guys. Just don't trust the Kaspersky guys. Yep. So, I don't know. I'm not trying to bag on Kaspersky. You know, they're good guys. I'm sure they do good work. I'm sure they're also completely wrapped up in the government there. And I don't know if the world has always been this screwed up, or if, you know, it just takes until you're darn near 40 years old to start figuring out that the world is a screwed up place. Maybe I'm slow. That could be it. But my goodness, I mean, a buddy of mine, I was at a scout meeting, and he's talking about how their company has a data center in China, and about twice a week they have an engineer or two that gets arrested in China. And I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Why? What are they doing? And he says, well, no, they get arrested because the Chinese officials change the rules, and then they don't tell you the rules changed. Then you're not in compliance with the rules, so they come in and arrest you, and they debrief you, and make you tell them tell me everything you know, and they'll ask you all these questions, and then you give up all the intellectual property, they let you go. And then the rules don't change until they need to change again for some other reason. So yeah, it's having a data center in China, you're like, okay, man, that's crazy. You know, then you say, well, what about America? You know, we're free in America, right? And then they come out with these ratings of like free countries, and you find out like New Zealand is the #1 free country on the planet, and it slipped 4 notches or something, and America is actually ranked 13th. Because of all the laws and restrictions on freedom. You can't dig a pond on your property because, you know, that's a violation of the Clean Water Act and everything else. You know, you can't collect your own rainwater in Colorado because that rainwater is the property of the people. You know, I don't know. It's just, then you see all this stuff going on in technology, and you're like, I remember when a new tech came out and everybody was excited. Everybody said, wow, that's amazing. That's awesome. Think about all the good that'll come from this. Now a new thing comes out. You're like, yeah, but what if somebody hacks it, takes it over, and drives you off a cliff? You know, you want to be an optimist about things, but you got to kind of be a realist sometimes. I don't know. All right, Mary. Last week, you gave instructions to a caller on getting into Drive Advisor and adding software like Firefox so the Drive Advisor will download the software. It's not on the computer. Can you explain it again? I can't find where you add software on Drive Advisor. All right. That's because Drive Advisor doesn't update your software. Drive Advisor checks the health status of your hard drive. So if your hard drive is not working properly, Drive Advisor will get in there and say, oh, your hard drive's not working right. And all it does is it sends you an alert. Drive Advisor is free. You can download it for free, driveadvisor.com. That's the little logo. You see the D there on your screen. That's what it looks like on Drive Advisor. But you can install driveadvisor.com on your computer, and it'll monitor your hard drive. It doesn't do anything but send you an email when your hard drive goes bad. So that's pretty slick. But the program that you're thinking of is actually called Secure Updater. And Secure Updater looks a little bit like this. You see the U up there in the top left corner? Secure Updater is a program that updates all of your third-party software to make sure that you're running the most recent version. Now, the cool thing is when you have Secure Updater, when you go and you right-click down in the lower right-hand corner, it's where your little U will be. You click on that down there. You can actually pop open a menu, and right about the middle it says check the programs, or that you select the programs that you want to update. So you click on that menu, and it'll open up a list of all the programs that Secure Updater is upgrading for your computer. And when you first install Secure Updater, it checks to see what programs you have installed, and then it puts check marks next to those products. If you install one later, it puts a check mark next to that. Sometimes users will uncheck the products because, for example, Java, some people can't update their Java because it causes problems with work software and things like that. So we wanted to give people a way to disable an automatic upgrade so it didn't upgrade it when it shouldn't. So basically, it works the other way too. Let's say you don't have Firefox on your computer, and so that means in your Secure Updater, it is not checked. You can place a check mark there, click Apply and Update, and it'll automatically download and install Firefox on your computer without you having to go to the getfirefox.com, download, find the download, double-click the download. It's just a little bit of a faster way to do it. No problem, Mary. No problem at all. All right. So any other questions you guys have, you feel free to post them on Facebook right now. I'll be happy to answer them as best I can for you. I couldn't get to all the calls today on the phones, unfortunately. So if Marilyn and Dick are still listening, Marilyn had a question. Am I good to go for the update that's coming? Unfortunately, without more context, I can't answer that one. I don't want to beat you guys to death about it because you've probably heard me talk about it several times over, but 80% of the people are going to have no problem at all. 20% of the people are going to have a problem. And for some reason, it's the same 20% every flipping time. And you're just getting tired of it. Every time there's an update, they have to bring their computer in, hoof it in, they have to pay money. It's just not fun. It really makes them, maybe I should just buy a Mac. Well, guess what? We just posted an article a couple days ago on our Facebook feed about Mac users ending up with more malware now than PC users do. Or an increased level of malware than they used to have before. So there's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It's just you got to protect your stuff. But yeah, so as far as the updates, honestly, what we're going to do in the service center for people who come in is we're going to run the same software that we're selling on the website. We're going to run that because, number one, it's super easy. It takes, normally when you come into the shop, if we're going to put a Secure Updater trial on your computer, we have to go to the Secure Updater website. We log in as us. We create the trial user. We go to your computer. We log into Secure Updater on your computer. We save the password because you didn't create it. You were going to need to know it later. We save the password. We download Secure Updater. We install Secure Updater, and boom, you have a 15-day trial. That's a lot of steps. Drive Advisor, we go to our server, we download Drive Advisor to your computer, we install Drive Advisor, it monitors your hard drive. If the hard drive is good, great. If it's bad, the customer actually gets an email before we even call them, which has led to people calling us like concerned sometimes. I just got an email from my computer that's in your shop that it has a bad hard drive. Is that normal? Yep, that's normal. So, we're going to put those on there as well. That's a lot of steps to go through. Well, if we're in a position where we have 1,000 computers in the shops, we're going to be working our butts off. I mean, it's going to be an intense work. The workload is crazy. So going through and doing these kind of things to the computers, we don't want to have to manually do them. We want them automated. So we're building all this together into one box, one feature, so we can install the update, set up the trial, get Drive Advisor, and do it all. And if you have all this stuff on your computer already, it doesn't do it again. You know what I mean? It doesn't install it a second time. It just says, okay, you got it. And you don't even see. The boxes don't even show up for that. So if you already have Drive Advisor, Secure Updater, and Endpoint, and you're just concerned about the update and you want to make sure you have a warranty on the installation of the update, that's what it'll do. It'll go through, it'll check all the boxes and say you've got everything, and the next screen you'll see will be like, ready to install the update. Click Install the Update. It does the install, reboots the computer. After the reboot, there you go. This update is huge. If you're on a DSL connection, like CenturyLink or Windstream, or if you're on a Verizon connection or some kind of a cellular connection, this update is going to take hours to download, even from our fast servers, which is why we're not downloading it from Microsoft server. Because it would take hours and hours and hours then. So we're buying a fast Amazon server to put this on so we can download it to you. We're expecting to serve 1,000 updates pretty much simultaneously, so we didn't want to do that from our main server. So if you have problems and stuff, we can still Schrock desk and everything. So yeah, I would definitely recommend, remember you have to get one for each computer. I can't stress that enough because every time I talk about the software, somebody emails me and says, I have 5 computers, can I get a bulk price? The answer is no, you can't, because we're putting an update on each, or a warranty on each computer, and there's a cost to that. And so, we're already saying for $50 we'll do this for you. We're building the software. We're doing all these extra things. We're doing that, and then we're going to try to get a little bit of a benefit from that in the shop, that we'll be able to reduce the amount of time it takes to do this upgrade on people's computers, because in the shop we're not even pulling the update from the web server. We're going to put it on a flash drive and run it right off a flash drive, so we don't even have to download it. Because you get 1,000 computers downloading at the same time, guess what happens to your internet connection? So lots of fun. We're thinking this one through a lot more than we did the Windows 10 upgrade. And after what we saw, we didn't do it with the initial anniversary update, and afterward we really wished we would have. But then we said surely Microsoft by the second upgrades got it all figured out, and the spring creators update came out. Oh man, we really should have done something for that. So here's the fall creators update. We're like, we're not falling for it again. We're going to do something this time. And we're going to save a lot of people a lot of money. We're going to save a lot of people a lot of time and effort. And then the people who come into the service center because they had one that happened automatically and blew up their system, or they had one that was just all jacked up, they're going to be able to get great service because we've taken so many people and automated it. Here's the bottom line. If you got the Windows 10 upgrade from us, if you brought your computer in and had us do that upgrade for you, this is the exact same reason why you should have This is another upgrade. This is the same thing. You should come in for it and have us do that just like you did last time, because we can check all the boxes, make sure everything is working right. And then some computers are not going to reboot. And then we can figure out why. And you don't, like that last guy's like, where's all my stuff? He had a failed update probably that caused it to create a new user profile. All of his stuff is still there, but it's in another user profile, and we have to migrate it all over. So then you freak out. You think you lost all your pictures and your photos and your contacts, and it's, oh my gosh, and you bring it into the shop and you authorize 2 hours of labor. We migrate the user profiles. We then figure out why the update didn't take. We apply the update. We get it all done for you, and you take it home 2 days later, and you're out $220. Spend the $50 on this software, guys. And I know it's a free update. You're going to get it for free. Spend the $50 on it. All right, let's see. Going back to the questions. Are you going to post on Schrock Innovations Facebook when it's time to do the safe upgrade? Absolutely, we will. We'll post it on Facebook. Time willing, we'll go on the morning blend with it on a Monday. Time willing, we'll have a full radio show on it before it happens. And what's going to happen, excuse me a second. I did a whole hour without a drink, guys. Come on. Anyway, what's going to happen is the week before the upgrade, people are going to freak out. And when people freak out, they're going to start calling, and they're going to get panicked, and they're going to drop their computers off. And we're going to have some people who are too smart by half that are going to try to drop their computer off a week before the update and tell us to hold it until the update. Then the first person that comes in after we say, hey, the update's coming, and we say, hey, you're the first one to come in since Thor announced that. They think they're going to get their computer back really fast. But unfortunately, 50 other people have been in line ahead of them already that were leaving on vacation or have 4 computers in their house. So they brought in 3 of them, kept 1 at home. So do these 3, and then when you're done with those, I'll bring my other one in. And there's all these computers in line ahead of them. They didn't even realize it. We've already had people asking us when they can drop their computers off. The problem is we don't know. We know it's going to be late September, early October. Probably, I'm going to guess it's going to be the second Tuesday of October, if I had to put a guess on it. But this is not like a regular Patch Tuesday update. This is a full new version of Windows. So we can see it as late as October 10th, or we can see it as early as, 4 weeks from now. We really just don't know. About a week ahead of time, Microsoft will announce that. So yes, we will post it on Facebook. Drive Advisor icon is not showing up in my taskbar nor in the overflow. How can I get it to pin to the taskbar so it's on my desktop? All right, good question, Gloria. I noticed this yesterday on my version of Drive Advisor as well. For some reason, the icon disappears from time to time. It's just like the program shuts down or turns off. So we're going to be pushing out a new version of Drive Advisor. You'll get it as an automatic update. It'll just do it. For those of you running Secure Updater, if you want Drive Advisor, you can get Drive Advisor in Secure Updater. Remember how I told the previous person to put a check mark next to Firefox and click Apply and Update? You can do that with Drive Advisor, and you don't have to go to like driveadvisor.com and download it. We've had some people who've downloaded it but not installed it, and they wonder why it's not working. You have to install it. In your case, I'm guessing you installed it, and so if you installed it, all you have to do is double-click on the Drive Advisor icon that it put on your desktop, and it'll open the program again for you, and it should pop up down there in your taskbar. Of course, every time you reboot your computer, it will also pop up as well. If it consistently doesn't pop up for you, or if it consistently goes away, let us know so we can get Adam to work with you on what's going on with it. We had one gentleman who came into the shop, wanted a preventative maintenance check about a prepaid certificate. We put it up on the bench, and we noticed his Drive Advisor wasn't running. We opened Drive Advisor on his computer, and it had never been completely installed. Like something went wrong during the install, so we reinstalled it. His hard drive was at 27%. So he gets an email, and he's like, I'm not complaining about the free software that I get from you, but I know it was free, but you think I would have got a little heads up going from 100 to 27%. And normally you would if Drive Advisor was running. So that's the kicker there. All right, Thomas, do they still have the free upgrade from Windows 7 and 8 to 10? They do, actually. You have to Google the Windows 10 Media Creation tool, and then you can install it on your computer. If that is no longer available or you can't find that, you have to go to your friendly neighborhood computer repair shop and ask them for an installation file that if you bring in your flash drive, for example, we just put a copy on your flash drive, and then you install it on your computer, and it actually uses your Windows 7 product key from your sticker to activate your Windows 10. So that's pretty straightforward there. So that's good to go. All right. Any final questions before we get moving here on the day? Let's see here. Oh, we got some orders coming in for the software. Let's see here. We got some people changing passwords. making sure that, and let's see, and then quantity 1 and quantity 3. So you can see we had one person that ordered 1, and we had one person that ordered 3. So basically, if you have more than one computer at home, if you bring them into the shop, we're going to charge you $80 per computer. If you do it online, you can save a lot of money by doing it online. It's $50 a computer. So in the case of this customer that bought 3, they saved themselves, $90. And on top of that, she's out of state. So she coming into the service center is a considerable expense with her 3 computers. All right, guys, I got to sign off for the day today, but I hope you enjoyed the show. I apologize for the audio issues earlier in the program. That's one of the things about having a portable studio setup. You use it all week long and you bring it into the studio and you got to get everything set right into a pre-flight checklist, basically. I really got to make one of those. But we'll be back again next Saturday or next weekend for Compute This. Also, this show airs next week in Lincoln. So if you hear the Lincoln show on KFOR or you see me post about it on Facebook that we're going on the air in Lincoln, it's because that we do the show here in the KFAB studio and then we re-air it a week later in Lincoln. There was some personnel changes at the Lincoln radio station, and the co-host that we were using for the show there actually left the station. And he's got a great job. He's doing fine. Chris is doing great. But when you hear all the commercials and stuff, Chris was the voice talent that did all those spots for us, all the pro tips and everything. And so while we are in the search for a new co-host, if we want to go that route, the other thing is, we've been white boxing this show for some time to syndicate it to other stations in other parts of the country. So that's kind of what we're working on now. And the Lincoln market is kind of a test market for us to do that. It's where we started. The listeners there know us the best. And they're going to complain the loudest if they don't like it. So so that's what we're using as our metric there. So I'm trying to learn, guys, to not make so many Omaha references, because I know I'm in Omaha right now and I'm doing the Omaha show. We used to have the Omaha show and the Lincoln show. I'm doing one show, and I need to make sure that I'm doing a generic show for both places. So we work hard to do that. So I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you doing business with us. I'm super serious. I know there's 21 of you watching right now. If you have one of the prepaid maintenance certificates, bring them on in, guys. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but literally either people stop breaking their stuff or we've just done such a good job. I mean, I'm not trying to be full of myself, but we try to fix your computer so it doesn't break again. We try to perma-fix it. And as a result, we constantly have to find new customers that are having problems. Right now, we are so slow in the Omaha and Papillion service centers that we're cutting staff hours because it's just dead. So that's how slow we are. If you can bring in those preventative maintenance checkup certificates so we can work through those, you'll get your computer back wicked fast. My staff get hours. They love that. And you're going to get some great service. So appreciate it. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up on Facebook here. Otherwise, we'll talk to you in the service center. Have a great week, guys.